Welcome again to the Wednesday Show, and thank you for tuning. I'm over the moon. I'm so excited today. I have a man I admire and love so much. He's been part of my life for many years, and that is none other than Ubaba Mzwakhe Mbuli, who goes without. You don't need an introduction, you know. You don't need an introduction, you know. And he is a legend. He is an icon. We are so honored to have him on the show. Babu Mbuli, thank you very much. And first of all, I must thank you for being part of my life.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there is a role.
The feeling is mutual. The journey has been mutual. We did even a recording at some stage together,
yes.
A collaboration song. So, yeah, but
wow.
We have always been together until now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, I love you. I honor you. And considering your caliber and how humble you are and how reachable you are. And in fact, I must just thank you.
No.
And now that we have started the Wednesday Show, I thought it will be an honor to have you on the show. And for sure, you did not disappoint. And here you are today with us.
It's a Black-owned, Black initiative. I had no choice but to support it than to do the opposite, pull him, pull her down syndrome.
Yeah.
So my presence is that of adding value to this amazing initiative. So I would not have actually folded my arms and not support you. I'm duty bound to do so. That's how we are commanded to hold one another's hands and never allow anything to come between us. So my presence is about me saying the best of luck.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. You know, there's a song. Well, I mean, everything we call it song once it is recorded. But we all know Gutsi Ubaba Mzwakhe Mbuli is people's poet.
Yes.
And I've been distributing it a lot these days. It says, I'm not a stranger to pain. I'm not a stranger to
harassment.
Yeah,
no
to harassment.
To hunger.
Yeah, you know what? I am not stranger to fabrication and
propaganda and
stuff. It is so, you know, it's so big and so touching. And when I listen to that poem, I go like, and I think you did it some donkey years ago.
Yeah, many years ago.
But it is still relevant today that I'm not stranger to pain.
Yes.
So if you think you're going to inflict pain on me, wait a minute. Think again. You're dealing with another breed.
Yes,
yeah, how lovely is that?
You're external staff, too tough for, too blessed to be depressed.
Sure. And also I like your contribution in supporting the music industry. I have seen you rallying behind many artists. And now that, I mean, music is struggling, especially when it comes to finances and stuff, but you are still there and you're still pushing. What would you say?
It's very sad that the airwaves are not free as yet.
Will they ever be?
1994, we waited for transformation.
Yes.
And nothing happened until 1995-96. We placed the SABC under siege. Whether Brenda Fass was there, Jonas Gwangwa, Mashatine, Lakidube, Jabo Kanyele, you name the Victor Tony, you know, Brandemi Mbuli, so we were all there, you know, Mara Lotu, Abigail Gupega, a number of people were there. So, because we realized the foreign material was dominant.
Yes.
Yet we thought we were no longer under apartheid rule, but instead it was business as usual. So that is why we took it to the streets. So Ray Phiri forcefully occupied studios at the SABC. And for a number of years, I think one fought against that. When we realized we were hitting an iron wall, then 1997 we delivered a memorandum to former President Nelson Mandela to Union Mbuli. 1997.
1997.
Now, 1997, last year, 2021, 10 March, we went again to the SABC to deliver things that were similar to points that were raised in 1997.
Meaning there's no change.
The cheers that, you know, when you compose music and a song,
yes.
If it's a gospel song, you're not saying it will only be played on a Sunday. When you compose a song, whether it's reggae, you are not saying it will be meant to be played on a Saturday. it's a universal song. It's a song. Where is Bob Marley? Like, it's a song.
It's a song.
Yeah, but in this country, it's like a gospel song must be played on a particular day out of 7 days. But yet, American or foreign material, those songs from overseas are played Monday to Monday, regardless. So when you go into the studio, your keyboard player may be Tswana speaking, your guitarist may be a Xhosa speaking person, a saxophonist may be a Zulu or bass player. Now, it's a combination of South Africans who are Africans but happen to speak different languages. But when your song is now on radio, it's only if it's not Tembi, it's on Kwekwezi FM. If it's Thomas Chauke, now Mungana Lonene. You know, it's like you're not composing a song that this song must be played only on Ukhozi FM only. Listen, it's a song like Mambazo. If Mambazo were able to get Grammy Awards abroad, it's Zulu, singing in Zulu, but having a South African flag, not because they come from KZN, but in this country, you still have to struggle with your Para FM must play a vendor speaking artist. Yet, when that vendor person composed that song, Chico Twala is song. So, but he had to compose or produce Brenda Fasu's Xhosa. Now, would you say the song is only for Mhlobo Wenene? No. So there's contradiction because music unites like sports. So I'm just giving you good.
Regardless of language,
has been singing the same song. If it's not Payola, it's this tribalism perpetuated because under apartheid, that was done to make sure that you belong to Transkei, Ciskei, Venda, you know, Boputetwan and stuff like that. Yet, Peter Tosh would say, as long as you're a black man or an African. So, when I'm saying it's all about unity, it's all in the name of unity. And poor Africans, unfortunately, under COVID, past 2-3 years, many went to their graves with broken hearts. And people had to commit suicide, no income. We thought during COVID, you know, people were going to play more South African music on the airwaves. No, still it's business as usual. Money gets collected by Samro, go to people overseas. The only time there was change, to show these things are doable. 2010 Soccer World Cup, the music was predominantly African because both Sepp Blatter and others were saying, when you come to a country, you want to hear the culture of the people that are hosting the World Cup. So it happened, but after World Cup, no longer again back to foreign music. So it's really a country that does not honor its own. It's unfortunate, yet people vote for this country, voted for democracy, you know, people are proudly South African, all that. But we need to love our own. It's Afrophobia, it's something that is not accepted. But one is not ashamed to champion the rights of the artist.
Okay, do you think Samro is doing justice in the music industry?
you know, this country, blacks, African people will always be the majority. So when you have whites dominating, it's the same as the economy, that the 90% of the country's economy is not in black hands. The economy does not benefit its own black people. Instead, it's few individuals and families that are in charge. But Samro, the current case now, big case in Samro today, is William Teto's case. That for the past 8 years, his royalties were going elsewhere. There was something wrong with his royalties, but it's an arrangement that was made by Phil Hollis. I'm sure you know that very soon justice will be seen to be done, that William Teto's royalties will now come to him. He'll be paid back money is owed to him for the past 8 years. And they are talking about Mzwakhe Mbuli. Well, I happen to be there facilitating, assisting, but the story is not mine. But I'm saying, take a situation. What would have happened if William Teto had died 8 years ago? Because only now, the new leadership at Samro is progressive. That is why things are happening. Now, they have reversed things that were unjust and things that were happening that were not supposed to happen. So I'm saying to you today, Samro, look, when you talk about Samro, and in 1996, we marched against Samro. You know, it was when Peter Morake was still alive. Samro had black and white toilets in South Africa. That was new. Black and white toilets. Samro's royalties were more for whites than blacks. There were a number of problems. We marched against Samro because it was like a dynasty. So again, we marched 6 years later, we went to Samro to march. I initiated the march because I'd gone to Linksfield Hospital. Vuyo Mokoena was sick. Then the medical aid was exhausted. So Vuyo Mokoena was no longer getting help. Same, during that time, it was Mfazo Mnyama and Vuyo that were sick. So I went to plead to Samro that, can't you do something? Because I know when an artist has passed on, some will pay some X amount of money. But can't you prolong their death? Can't you do something? Can't you make sure, improve the situation? Because whilst people are praying at the same time, Samro, I'm talking about the Samro that was sitting with more than 300 million, money is there. So they could have afforded to assist our fellow sick artists.
Yes.
But and I said, it was before Vuyo passed on, that if he will pass on, then we'll come and march and toi, which we did. We did, because as soon as Vuyo passed on, I rallied for Dr.
In other words, you say Samro did not come
Let
to
me
the
give
rescue.
another example about Samro. There were 3-4 popular reggae artists in this country, Lucky Dube, Oyaba, Senzo, and Jambo.
Jambo, yes. Yeah.
When Jambo died, in this country, it's unfortunate, when you pass on during festive or Easter, your funeral might be a flop because people have gone on holiday or back home. True. So Jambo died during Easter. So the arrangement was, I was approached by his daughter because the father was late. Then I had to pay for the funeral because people have gone on holiday, right? So there was no one to assist the Mzwakhe family. So I paid. So that when, after holidays, because the family was not going to wait with the coffin or not bury, our fellow artist. So after the burial, they had to come back, Samro had to reimburse me. So I'm just showing you that certain things could have been avoided.
Yes.
But as I'm saying, I want to repeat, currently Samro is good, a good leadership. So I can always say that, but it's a long way to address injustices of the past. So I'm not saying that they are the Messiah, but we are having people who are able to see that when I talk about the issue of William Tetwa, if Samro will go to Samro and make changes, when you are not even a member of Samro, and collaborate with people within Samro, whether I did document and put names of people who are not musicians in somebody's album, then that is another complicated form of payola that, you see, in case you're not understand that, in William Tetwa's albums, there were names of people who did not participate in the creation of the music. And then after every 6 months, they'll get royalties. And remember, it went to as far as going to retirement fund. And it's an estate, because if you did not participate in somebody's music or album, when that person has passed on, you continue to receive royalties, yet the person is deceased.
Something is not right. So, I mean, then sooner we will leave the Samro topic, but I do want to ask this. Prior to, Samro was taking hard copies of people's music and storing it as a form of copywriting, right? And I think of late, they no longer take, you just register. What do you think of that?
There are a number of things that needs to be fixed, I agree. You are raising a valid point, although it needs time. But noted, it's a point that's got to be interrogated. I agree with you. People are disadvantaged. Again, it's based at number 22 Decorte Street. Now, people are all over. We've got 9 provinces. Some people find it difficult even to reach that part of the world, although the internet, the technology is different, but some people are not learned, and it becomes difficult. So, yes, something needs to be done as well on that score.
Sure. So looking at the state of our country today, I know you've been an activist for almost all your life. Everybody knows that. It goes without saying. Would you say we have improved economically as a people?
I just have to say this. The newly elected person, premier in the waiting Gauteng, Honorable Panyaza Lesoffi said, the MEC Panyaza, that it cannot be accepted. We can't have a country that its economy is actually in the hands of few families. Okay. That's injustice. But let me spiritualize the matter, your answer. Psalm 121, that umhlaba unguka Jehovah, will use your translation.
Yes.
Umhlaba unguka Jehovah,
nokugcwala kwawo.
So everything at creation, it's meant for us, whether it's apples, oranges, grapes, diamond, gold, silver, copper, or coal, meant for me and you, unless we make God a liar.
Sure.
So if these things that were meant to make sure that our life will be sustainable, will sustain itself, no one will be a victim of hunger, then if these things are not in our hands, we are captured or colonized, something is not right. 2020, there was a report. Is it UNESCO? There's a research that came up and analyzed South Africa. This was 2020 December. I'm sure the 3rd or the 6th. That South Africa thrive on 3 things. 1, poverty.
Okay.
2, inequality. 3, racism.
Wow.
Now, after 27 years,
Yes.
we cannot be a country that is defined by the 3.
By the 3.
Under apartheid, yes, there was inequality. Under apartheid, there was poverty. Under apartheid, there was racism. So if these things are still maintained, they define us. It's not acceptable. So something needs to be done. 2 weeks ago, recently, the unions took it to the streets, workers' federations.
Yes.
They were talking about 90% economy not in the hands of the people. So we're in a country that the economy of the country does not benefit its own citizens. When I came up with an album titled Vugataki, and I said, now's the time to break mental chain, now's the time to think deep, now's the time to reclaim dignity and power. Poverty is color in South Africa. In South Africa, poverty is color.
Yes.
The economy is still in white hands. Minerals are still in white hands. Silence is no longer golden. Silence could mean cowardice. The end of apartheid did not end poverty. The end of apartheid did not bring economic freedom. So these are the things that needs to be said. And I know they don't sit well to powers that be. They don't sit well to those who are controlling the means of production, or those who continue to benefit from what is meant or supposed to actually benefit the country and its citizens.
And so looking at our townships, are you seeing much of a difference or change in our townships? And I also want us to look at these mushrooming malls in our townships, because now you go to every township. Most townships now have malls, and the businesses in those malls in the townships don't seem to be supporting local businesses. While prior, back in the day, we had Ubabus Banbani running a dry cleaner. And then we had Ubabus Banbani being a shoemaker. And somebody had a bakery, or even, supermarkets. But today, what is happening, because all of that should be concerning factors to our township economy.
We were proud of the Makhatas, White City. We were proud of Mzwakhe, Black Chain.
Yes.
We were proud of Utobi, Makwakwa in Dikloof. We were proud of, Duba and the Maponyas.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that, as I'm saying, we grew up in that environment. Yes. And stuff like Snook Feast, you can name them. So it was, as I said, black owned. I came here because it's a black owned television station. So I'm saying it's either when somebody comes into the township, you add value than become a parasite. The Vugataki thing, I said the economy still what Vugataki Olala Wasala, and then I continue to say destiny is not determined by foreign designs and concepts. Destiny is determined by the choices we make. Vugataki Olala. Towards the end of the song, it says it's. I'm saying now charity begins at home. Now is the time for patriotic love. So support township economy, ekasi. Support rural economy. Buy black, buy brilliantly, buy wisely. Yes. Those are the words. So the SABC could not play this album. It was released last day, could not play. So I'm saying, but by a time it will be all over. I'm sure Kuala FM is playing it. Yeah. So that I must be able to say. But the other stations, the other stations are mom. So yes, I think having a mall in the township, it's bringing these other multinationals and other companies in the township. But the township economy is no longer compared to the one that we grew up under.
Yeah.
That's one. 2, we have spaza shops that are also affected as we speak.
Sure.
It's unfortunate if we have spaza shops now that are being run by people who are not documented. Okay.
Wow.
And you talk of Maponya Mall. So it's if it's Dlamini Mall,
Yes.
and if it's a Dlamini Mall, I know that you have Unkuna and Protea, but if you have a Dlamini Mall,
Sure.
and then with Dlamini Mall, all the shops that are within the Dlamini Mall, there's no Mufuking, there is no machining, there's no Kosa there.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, what is the point?
What is the point?
It's the same as when we were in the past that apartheid would have its own face in a black face, or its extension but in a black face, or black councillors, ekas. That you don't see Fervuto Porter, but you see a black person but within the township. So somebody's business is somewhere there in the suburbs. Then there's an extension of that shop, and then its labels and logos within our township, so that we should not take a taxi and go to town to these big names. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not one to call them. So instead, they come to you
Yeah.
than you going to them.
They come at
Then-
your doorstep.
But then they come to your door, then they take the money. Somebody make a good example. I must say it. Imagine if we were to close the whole of Soweto. Say, akuphumi lutho la. Akungeni lutho. Everything ila.
Yeah.
Siyabhaka la, siyamabheka, yonke into izila. But akunanto ephuma ngaphandle ka. iSoweto is the biggest. Konke into yala ngaphakathi.
Sure.
Yenziwa la. It will depend with other townships will do the same model. Sithi akungeni lutho la. So imagine income yethu la, into yethu ngale program le, it's
Yeah.
within the into zethu. Awusadingi, I can tell you guys, you'll see wonders.
Baba Mbuli, I saw a statement that says in the Jewish community, their money circulates about 8 times
Absolutely.
before it can leave the community.
Absolutely.
And they said in the black community, money does not even circulate. When it comes, it leaves the black community to other communities.
It's the same as when you talk of eating places.
Yeah.
Other people don't go and buy our food, but you go to all these big names, Chinese, what, Portuguese, these other names.
They don't buy
It's
our
the
food.
same as when you go to a doctor. Other people, other races don't come to a township doctor, African doctor, but Nina, you go to these people outside your town, unless they come even to our township. I'm glad Gutabo Kopan and other people, undertakers, they made sure there are no other people who run my funeral undertakers. Does that make sense? You need that. So we are capable, we've got the brains, we've got everything. There is nothing where we are short with you can't reason and think better than.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that even the specialized schools are now happening in the township. So we are capable, guys. Spelele, akunala ushota corner. You're not
Sure.
handicapped. We are
I
not
love that.
impaired.
I
So we
love
need
that.
that. You should be like
I love that.
a person. Your eyes are meaningless when your mind is empty. A Stevie Wonder can play piano, black and white chords without eyes. What about you with eyes? So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we need that.
I love that. I love it when you say we are capable, siphelele,
Yes.
asishodinga lutho. This is a message that we need to get clear. Ubaba Mbuli uthi wena la uhlele khona uphelele. Uthi awushodinga lutho, you're not handicapped. So let us do it
Become
ourselves.
innovative and tell yourself that don't rest on your laurels. Don't say it's enough to be good. You're not good enough. If you're good, no, it's fine. If you are good, tell yourself the enemy of good is better. Become better. And the enemy of better is best. So don't say I'm best. No. The enemy of best is excellence. So it means that's us. So good. That the flip side of that, it says when you ask God for something, when God says yes, he'll give you what you want.
Sure.
But when God says no,
Yeah.
he'll give you something better.
Wow.
But when God says wait,
Yeah.
you'll get the best. So
Wow.
we don't want microwave mentality.
Yeah.
People should, quality takes time. People should take their time, and then they will see what will happen at the end. Become a patient like a vulture. No, I don't want a vulture. It does on dead carcasses.
Yeah.
Become patient like an eagle.
Yeah.
With an eyesight. I mean, if an eagle will strike a fish eagle, a fish within the water,
Yeah.
and pick it up like that.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it means anything is possible, guys.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. So I think, one thing people should know. That is why when you see the Olympics, people doing acrobatics, and people are born to do almost everything. Why there's an airplane? I mean, it shows the mind. If you are made in God's image, you are programmed to do something that is unheard of and excellent. So we are capable. We are somebody next to us is not born better than you. Somebody in the neighboring country is not born better than you.
Or even
you don't have to be abroad. No. We are capable. From Muhammad Ali to the Serena Williams, or Tiger Woods, and you know the list. To Miriam Makeba, we've got Trevor Noah.
Yes. Yeah.
We can excel in this world.
Wow.
So we are spelele.
Spelele.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you very much.
I love that.
Yeah,
I shem Babumbuli ngiyabonga kakhulu. That was Ubabumbuli. I can't thank you enough, sir. Yeah. And I always appreciate you. But there is one song engicabanga ukuthi isenhlizweni yakho eyakho. I see it all the time. You are the best. You are the best.
It's a beautiful
and
song.
And it's only you and Rebecca Malope who did that song. And anything you'd like to say about that song. And finally, I need you to say just a closing word to South Africa.
No, look, Mina, I've gone through the worst in life.
Yeah.
And I thought I owe it to the Creator, the Maker, God, So when you say God, you are the best,
Yeah.
Covenant keeping God.
Yes.
God who never contradicts himself. Centuries do not age our God.
Yeah.
Now we may fail and go, weary and old. But there is this amazing God that remains yesterday, the same today and tomorrow, the God of the Creator I am.
Yes.
So I owe it to God, because remember, you're talking to somebody who survived about 6 assassination attempts in his life, grenades, bullets. I've gone through all of them, but you cannot kill what God wants alive. That is why I'm here standing.
Yes.
And I give him the glory. So akana nyanga itiza la ubani ngumpitlo ori akana mutu amo save muntu angacho akama grenade. So angeke angitshela khona umuntu unentelezi nokhubala belozongisiza.
Yeah.
So but I'm saying whatever we do, we should always give God the glory. I think now we are not like a sheep or a cow. A cow or a sheep doesn't have to pray. We are duty bound to pray. It's very important, because we are made in His image. To South Africans, for me, I'm a prisoner of hope. That is why under apartheid I told myself, even during torture, that one day this shall come to an end. There's no pain, torture, storm that is permanent. It had to. I've gone through all kinds of torture. Remember what Benzin demonstrated before the TRC. That's what I personally have gone through. But look at me. I think I'm smart. I'm not on a wheelchair. I'm not terminal. So I'm strong. So I came out of even prison and said I'm better, bigger, better, and more creative than ever before. So I'm encouraging people watching this television program, this show, that we are made of sterner stuff. We are tough. The human spirit triumphs. When I wrote something about Caster Semenya, I said, whatever could not destroy you strengthens you. Yeah. What cannot destroy you strengthens you. So I'm saying we will always overcome it. For every Goliath, there is a David. So kingdom rise and fall. We should never despair. We should always tell ourselves we are victorious. Lastly, the one who falls the hardest bounces highest when God is involved.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you very much. I think the title of the song is You Are the Best. What is the title of that song?
It is God the Best.
God the Best. God the Best. Please Google it. Search for the song by Ubaba Mzwakhe Mbuli featuring Ofigile Mlomo. That's the song in his heart. And that's it. And he's got plenty. And Babumbuli, I support your work. I love your work. Your work has that thing, it has that punch.
Yeah, it's not squeezing me, baby type of music.
No.
Empty lyrics,
Your work has that punch.
No, it's there's a secret, there's reality. There are meaningful lyrics than empty phrases. That's me.
Before we forget, congratulations on the beautiful song you have done.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and please do follow Ubabumbuli on my pages, and you know, the Benz
all
Show.
everything is
There's
Mzwakhe
no
Mbuli.
podcast like us, you know. We pride ourselves. We have brought so much empowering content. Please do like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, and see you next.
Let me tell you this last one. I know it's there in the public domain that Robot Boy's father. So everybody, we tried to hide this for 4 years or so until it became very clear during Riki's show that Robot Boy's real name is Mzwakhe Mbuli Jr. So I'm just saying that it's there in the domain, and now you know the looks and the height and the voice. Hey, Matata. Yeah. All the best, guys. God bless you.
Now, can we please have Robot Boy on this show? Can you please tell Robot Boy to come join us on this show? Please follow Robot Boy, and that is a biological son. Yababa Mzwakhe Mbuli. All the best.